Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fight your name. Jesus Christ.
What's up, guys? Max here, and as we all know from the crazy direct yesterday, Cloud is now available in Smash Bros. As DLC. Interestingly enough, we also found out that there's a couple new characters, including Corrin from the Fire Emblem series, which I know little to nothing about, as well as Bayonetta, which is another absolute freaking dream come true. I still can't believe it that we were calling this character to be in Smash Bros. Nearly 2 years ago, and about almost 2 years ago I made a video about it finally, and a ton of people doubted me, and all I could say is I called it with fireworks exploding in the sky. Seriously though, I'm so excited that Bayonetta's in the game because I feel like she's made sense and she's practically a Nintendo character now, and either way, let's talk about Cloud. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a Smash Brothers expert, but I do kind of understand the game a little bit, and I just kind of want to talk about Cloud as a character and how he's realized in the game. First up, his actual character appearance. We get the Advent Children costume as well as the default costume, and there's really not a lot of color variety. We don't get anything crazy like a color scheme that is breast cancer awareness or Cloud in a dress. Nothing like that at all. And most of the colors are so similar to each other, outside of having a small dark red or more darker version of blue, which is a little disappointing, but I guess it makes sense because they don't want them to change the color coordination that Cloud has kind of always had, which is fine. His in-game model looks fantastic. He probably has some of the best animations of any character in the game, and when you actually see the stuff happening on Midgar as a stage, it makes you realize that they might have put more effort into this character than any other DLC character to date thus far. It is absolutely freaking incredible what happens on his stage, because Midgar stage is not nearly as annoying as some other stages that have hazards in Smash Brothers, a la the Yellow Devil stage and other ones that have a lot of casualties that could happen. You really get to see exactly what's happening when a summon comes out, when somebody is able to grab one, and where it's going to go before you can get hurt, and you just have to be a little bit careful because the stage does make the adjustment. It kind of reminds me a little bit more of classic Pokemon stadiums, where you know what's going to come next and you can see it and you can react to it, which is fine, and it's great because we got to play a whole bunch of matches on Midgar and no one was really upset that we were playing something with stage hazards, because it's genuinely a really good stage and it looks fantastic. There's an awesome little detail in the far left. You can see the Sector 7 reactor that falls in the story of Final Fantasy VII. The entire plate has fallen and it's broken and cracked on the left side, so it actually takes place a little bit further in the story of FF7, which I thought was a really, really cool little detail. And they hammered the details. Just as far as Cloud playing and what he plays like, he feels something like right in between, I'd say, Link and Shulk. He can hit pretty hard. He doesn't have extreme range that Shulk has within certain variations of his Monado stances, but he's still very good, and he feels like a completely good character. I wanted Cloud to be amazing, and it's hard to say early on if he's amazing, but based on some impressions that some pro players have had using some of his attacks, I'm like, yeah, they actually think he's going to be pretty good, and he has more options than the lower tiered members of the cast. Personally, I love spacing things out with Blade Beam, his neutral beam move. Charging Blade Beam up to the Limit Break version is actually a pretty good way to get a long-range version of a Smash, because it's better than Mega Man Smash at that point, but you have to charge. That's the one important thing with Cloud, is finding moments to charge all the time, because when you have Limit Break, you are much more deadly, and even though you don't have the ability to KO at very early levels, you can do so with his down B if it is limit charged all the way, which is the finishing touch where Cloud spins up a giant whirlwind and can knock opponents out in the Final Fantasy VII game. He does something similar here where it does very little damage, but can KO at, I swear, on some characters 50 to 60%. I've heard that you can KO Bowser at 65. It is nuts, man, and it KOs straight up, so low ceiling stages will just wreck people. Pretty awesome. It's kind of hard to specifically set it up in some ways because it can be kind of hard to hit, but as some pro players have recently said, and I saw on Zero's channel, he was actually using it when people are recovering onto the stage because it eliminates many options, so I'm definitely going to have to use it there. His Limit Break moves are super exciting. The camera zooms in when he gets one of his big charge cross slash attacks. It's absolutely awesome. I don't think I could be any happier with Cloud as a character. They did a ton of justice to him. He's a lot of fun to play, and you can see how you can get better with him. Like, I see exactly what I need to do to kind of space things better with using your appropriate up air attacks in the air and conditioning your opponents in certain ways. It makes complete sense, and it seems like he has the tools to get stuff done. Is this going to be the character that gets me to play more Smash? I think it is, in all honesty. Like, I played a whole bunch last night, and I was super tired the entire time. I was up for like 36 hours, but I did not want to stop playing. I was physically exhausted, and I was like, I could actually keep doing this for about 3 hours. It's nuts. It's going to be a little while for me to get used to the online play of Smash Brothers, because I'm really, over the past year, only conditioned to play offline. But all things considered, I'm not specifically great at the games, and this might be a decent opportunity to jump back in. Even though there's other fighting games that are super intriguing me like now, like Guilty Gear Xrd I've come back to. It's a little weird, man, all these amazing things to play, and then we have more Street Fighter betas and all this ridiculous stuff coming out at the beginning of next year. I almost feel like there's too many fighting games right now, but at the same time, I'm also thankful for that as well, because there's just so much stuff to play, and it's too damn fun. Overall, like, literal 9.5 out of 10 in regards to Cloud and Smash Brothers. I think everyone's really happy with him, and he seems like he's gonna be my main character in this game easily. As always, guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with more Smash Brothers videos, some early match videos that we had locally with like 4-player matches on Midgar with all the crazy stuff happening. That'll be going up later today, and I'll hopefully have some online matches in the near future. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, vamos! Lado!